Breaking news there coming in, and this regarding the Tuticorin protest that is taking place. The Tamil Nadu art, literary and media activist movement have now organized a protest in Chennai's Cheppok State Guest House. They are protesting to condemn the government for the massacre of 13 civilians in the anti-Sterlite protest in Tuticorin. Shrija now joins me live with further updates on this. Shrija, on one hand, when there is no questions being answered as to who ordered the firing, we are looking at people from all walks of life. We are looking at the art community and the media fraternity also joining the protest in solidarity. What are the kind of voices you're getting us from ground? What are the kind of demands that they've put forth?
Well, Avni, if you could repeat that question, please.
Shrija, the fact that there has been a lot of protests taking place, now we are looking at how there are different people from all walks of life who have come together. But the main question is still not being answered as to who ordered that firing. What are the demands that they've been put forth by the protesters?
Well, all these days, in fact, even after 2 days of this entire incident in Tuticorin, we did of course see how people came out on the streets and staged a protest, demanding answers from the Tamil Nadu government. But what you're looking right behind me is especially the people, the activists of Tamil Nadu literature and art is what we are seeing at this point in time, where the movement, we are looking at people shouting slogans and also holding the placards that read, in fact, they are against the government, and as far as the government demands are concerned, or probably a solution which they are looking at this point in time is a closure of this particular Sterlite plant in Tuticorin. So what we are clearly seeing at this point in time is that it's just a mere eyewash as far as CM Palani Edapati Swami is concerned. So that is something we see here, where the people are angered by the fact that this is really happening, where we do not see work which should ideally be happening on ground. So that is the reason we see that they are irked by the fact that we are in fact unable to get a concrete solution as far as Tamil Nadu government is concerned. So that is something to be thought of, because remember, if you're really looking at what really has happened over the last couple of days, we see that there hasn't been any kind of concrete solution or a solid solution coming in from the Tamil Nadu government. So that is something that especially the people over here, and also what you're looking at is the activists who have come out in support of the citizens over here.
Absolutely. The media fraternity and the arts literary fraternity also coming out in strong support of the protesters, the anti-Sterlite protesters, and the fact of how there was a bloodbath that had taken place in Tuticorin, while no word they're coming in as to who ordered the entire firing. Even the EPS government and the police have drawn flag for their inaction and not being able to comment. But Shrija, at this point, as you're pointing out, that they've only been demanding closure of the Sterlite factory. Right now, what is the kind of sentiment on ground, especially in regards to the kind of firing that had taken place?
Well, even though Tuticorin is slowly limping back to normalcy, what we are looking at is that the major cause of concern for the citizens have always been the kind of pollution in the air, and also where the underground water, the ground table is completely polluted. And there are several cases that we are looking at. We are just looking at a very low rate of childbirth as far as Tuticorin is concerned. There are several people who are suffering from breathing issues. Then we are also looking at another issue like cancer. They are suffering from. These are the kind of diseases that especially the citizens of Tuticorin or Tuticorin are suffering from. So keeping this in mind, like I pointed out, this is not something which started probably a year or two. It's been for over 20 years is what we have been told, and despite several governments have come and gone by, you have seen the opposition also, you have seen also the ruling government. So none of the, especially the ones who have the power and who sit right there.
Well, clearly the protest against the Tuticorin massacre continues, and this is in Chennai with the Tamil Nadu arts and literary fraternity. They're also protesting. Many thanks, Shrija, for getting us the ground reactions there and the sentiments brewing for the closure of the Sterlite massacre, which has claimed 13 civilians in the anti-Sterlite protest that took place. In fact, the Tamil Nadu Fishermen Federation also staged a protest against the Tuticorin killings.